What's up YouTube, Phoenix Deity back again with another Black Clover Phantom Knights YouTube video. So we are here doing our very first channel update and our very first Let's Talk. Let's Talk will be a mini series in a way that I will attach to mainly my update videos for the channel. But essentially Let's Talk will just be us talking about a feature in the game, whether it's Tower of Dreams, Tag William and Juliet's dropping, or whatever it is, either on the JP or global side of the game. Today's topic for that is Awakening Gems and Awakening Abilities, but we'll get to that after the channel update, and that's about it. So we're going to start off with the channel update. So currently, the date of me recording this video is 2/25. I first want to start out by saying thank you to everyone that showed me support, because we are at 443 subscribers. So, I'll probably never stop thanking you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for all this support, all this love, and let's spread it to other people. I will have channels in the description below. Let's build a community. Let's show Bandai that this game is not dead. Let's have them make some of these small changes that we'd love to see. It will take a while, but it's better than them shutting this game down. So with that being said, we can move on to the second topic of our channel update. And that is going to be my upload schedule. So I know right now I've seemingly just been uploading every other day, or basically every other day since I started, which is fairly good in my opinion. But to make sure I don't burn myself out on content, I will be implementing a upload schedule every other week, and I'll start bulk recording videos. So just sitting down, taking like an hour or two or three, and recording like 4 or 5 showcase videos in a row. And that's basically it. So now, going forward, starting next week, our upload schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday, I might do maybe a stream, or maybe even Wednesday I might do a stream. It just depends. I feel like Friday is probably a more popular day for people. So I might do streams on Fridays, just of Black Clover, me doing either PvP or me doing Tower of Dreams, whichever one I kind of feel like doing that day, or whichever one is available. There's no promise on that, but there will be a video Friday. Guaranteed. Promise. And if I don't get to upload that day, I will upload that following day. And I really hope it doesn't really come to that, but yeah. Mainly doing this because so I don't get burned out on content. Because if I use everything up, man, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see another 7-star Yami showcase after I essentially shown every unit that I currently have. So yeah. Let's see. I think that's it for the channel update. Yeah, I think that's it. I really should have made a sticky note or something and just list things out, but in the future, this is the first one. We can't expect it to be perfect, just like the first video. We're just going to keep chugging along, hoping things get better over time. So now, we are going to Let's Talk. And if you guys remember in my Spirit Dive Uno video, I did say his stats were higher than normal. This is the wrong tab. Now let me show that again. Yeah, his stats are higher than normal. His attack is supposed to be 885, I think, or 880, and mine has 1,000. And now, the reasoning for that is a feature that the game implemented during the first anniversary, or well, a week after the first anniversary, Awakening Gems. So as you guys know, Tower of Dreams is coming for JP after this maintenance. It might be coming for global, I'm really not sure, but after the maintenance, JP will be adding Tower of Dreams with the Tag William and Julius banner. And the anniversary units, which are Tag Marileona and Tag Black Osta, will be returning. So if you're trying to reroll an account, rerolling tomorrow or whenever maintenance is finished is the best time for JP. Global, I'm not sure what you guys will get. I personally suspect Royal Knights Asta and Spirit Dive Uno, but you can never be too sure. Along with Tower, so yeah. But when Tower drops, I will record a video of me going through Tower, maybe even stream it, like I said before, on Fridays, or even Wednesdays. It just depends. But going back to the topic at hand, Awakening Gems. So I'm going to read off of what I translated in the Discord when this feature was first implemented. And if you don't know, it's in the JP FAQ section. We're gonna go from there. So, awakening gems are basically these little gems, self-explanatory, that you put on 6-star characters that raise stats. So as you can see, I have 2 gems for and in total they are buffing his attack by 126. I also have 2 speed gems. They are buffing his speed by a total of 60. So these gems essentially help you raise stats. They do have different levels to them. This one's a 4-star, this one's a 5-star, this one's at level 1, and that one's at level 5. So, levels. As you increase their levels, they do give you more of a stat buff. I don't have anyone. No. Is it blue? No, it's not blue. Oh, it's telling me I don't have any left. Let me go to a character Soul. It's not anything serious. So I'll put this on Soul. And as you can see, you can level them up and it will take other gems. In total, you need 10 gems to get it to level 5. And this right here essentially says once you get it to level 5, you unlock an ability, which I will talk about a bit later. But you can take it off. You can take it off and nothing happens. Except for level 5 gems. If you take a level 5 gem off, it gets rid of that awakening ability. Let me go back on to the Discord. Okay. So, awakening gems can only be obtained from the Tower of Dreams. That's the only way to get them so far. They can be enhanced to level 5, as I said before. Appropriate awakening crystals and Yule is used for strengthening them, which I've shown. And now, the confusing part is awakening abilities. So, just to reiterate, if I were to take this 5-star one off of he loses this ability and he loses the stat buff. Excuse me. That's the same thing with the speed gem. If I take it off, then he loses that speed buff, and then he loses the ability. Now, abilities. Again, like I said before, sorry to just keep reiterating and stuttering, but at level 5, you do get an awakening ability. And awakening abilities will depend on the character's role. So think of it like this. Attackers have a set amount of abilities that they can get from these gems. Same thing with defenders, enhancers, jammers, and null units. Actually, null units might have everything. I'm not sure about that because I haven't put level 5 gems in a null unit yet, but I will eventually. And then once you remove it, then the level goes back to 1, and you don't get the 10 gems you used to level up back, and the awakening ability is gone. Awakening random ability. Yeah. So that's kind of the basic gist of it. And now the difference between 5-star and 4-star gems is 5-star gems give you a set ability. So no matter which character you put it on, it will always be that ability. So for this one, in this gem, for example, right here you can see that it's kind of grayed over. But it essentially says defense penetration. And that basically boils down to a portion of the defender's defense won't be, or well, your attacker gets to a portion of the defending unit's defense. Not like defender, but just unit in general. The character it's attacking's defense will not drop by 20, but 20% of it will be ignored. Well, not 20% of it, but a portion will be ignored. So, one of the reasons why I love this is because you can just build units the way you want to build units. There's no right or wrong, I'd say, for this, because it's basically what you need. So if you want to build Marileona as more of a tank, you can give her 4 defense gems and get them to level 5. If you want her to be more of an attacker, you can give her 4 attacker ones or 4 speed ones, whichever one you want. So this adds a lot more freedom to building units, basically depending on your box. So depending on your box, that's how you'll want to build units. So now when it comes down to awakening abilities, we can check them right here. So this bottom one was the one I had right here. is basically the defense penetration one. So these abilities do stack. So if I were to have, so I currently have one, so 20% of SD Yuno's attack, or well, when he's attacking someone, 20% of their defense is essentially ignored. If I were to have 2 gems on there, 25% of the defense is ignored, 30, and it caps at 40, which is extremely good. Not to mention you also get the stat buff of having 4 of whichever gem the ability is attached to. So if I had 4 speed gems, that's a total of 200 speed. So my would be at 600 speed, and 40% of his attack will go, well, 40% of a defending unit's defense will be ignored, which is extremely good. This first ability is 4% chance to launch an additional, or well, 4% chance for attacks to launch easier, sorry. And this is kind of basically the same effect as the ring. So it is possible for you to stack the ring and the mirror together if you decide to build your character like this. So if I have 1, then it's 4%, 2, 6%, 3, 8%, and 4 is 11%. And keep in mind, the one thing about this that I didn't realize until I did get this to level, well, I did equip it to and get it to level 5, is that it does give you a chance of launching an ability 2 times in a row. So you can essentially have an 11% chance of launching an extra ability. So in a sense, it's kind of better than the rings, and each ability type has it. So there's one for debuffs, there's one for buffs, and there's one for healing. Which is kind of insane because it just makes the overall attack, well, overall DPS for a unit shoot up. So for Yami, if I were to have 4 of these make attacks easier to launch, then it's very possible he could do 2 of his attacks that lower defense in a row, which is extremely good in my opinion. But I don't have it equipped on a character, but essentially the one you want to look out for units with high speed is a conversion one. It should just say attack buff or attack boost, or add attack power. But at level 1, if I can find a video, then I'll put it up. If I can't, then I'm sorry. But at level 1, it will convert, well, not convert, it will add 25% of your original power to your attack, which sitting at essentially 420 attack. So if we take 4%, which is basically just dividing it, well, not 4%, 25% of that, which is the same as dividing it by 4, so that's what, 115 maybe? That's not 115, I'm stupid. Like 110 maybe? So 110 attack, just about. 110 attack will be added to just for free. You're most likely going to be able to see it from a speed gem, I'd say. But yeah. Once again, the abilities are random, so if I take this gem off of and level it up back to 5, there's no guarantee that I will get the defense penetration skill again. So in a sense, you do have to try to re-roll to get the skills that you want, but in the long run, they make it worth it. And this is also why you end up seeing, just on the JP side, teams that have about 10k overall power. Because about all of their units have awakening gems, and it just gets crazy. But yeah. And for me, in my personal opinion, though, the abilities I listed, so the conversion of, well, not conversion, but add X amount of your speed to your attack, launch attacks easier, and defense penetration are the 3 best abilities that an attacker can have. Of course, like I said before, it does change per role. So, I have Salamander Fuegoleon. I think my OBS or screen recorder stopped, so I will be back. We are back, sorry about that. But, as I was saying before, basically think of this, that probably makes no sense. But as I said before, that roles do have different abilities. So when it comes to defenders, more so you'll be wanting to look towards defense or damage reduction, so they take less damage. I'm pretty sure the values will be the same as defense penetration, but there's also added abilities. So this gem for Fuegoleon that I have is sadly healing abilities activate faster. So like I said, 4, it kind of scales up 4, 6, 8, 11. The problem with that is that Fuegoleon does not have any recovery skill. All of his skills are buff skills, which means this is essentially useless, and I could just take it off. And as you can see, it goes back to level 1 and goes back to just the set. I can just put this on to give him more defense. And when Tower of Dreams comes back around, hopefully I will be able to get all of those at level 5. But I did have an ability on him before that essentially read Iron Will. And that ability is essentially X% X% of buffs don't, not buffs, X% of status ailment don't affect. So if, let's say Dorothy's defense quest, not resurrected, reincarnation Dorothy's defense quest. She has a chance of putting enemy units to sleep. So if you have Iron Will, presumably, more than one on any unit, then there is a chance that that sleep will not affect that unit at all. I also should bring this up in this video. It's also kind of important. I think it's overlooked more so. It's important that you know your unit's natural. So this is basically a page that has all the natural resistances your units have. So Yami has a natural resistance to attack lower, sorry. So there is a chance that if you fight an enemy unit that lowers your attack won't be lowered, which I think is an extremely useful skill. Probably one of the most notable units would be Black Asta, because I know for a fact he has natural resistance against pretty much every stat ailment in the game. Stat and status, sorry. In the game, Black Divider might be the same. And if you guys were wondering, Black Divider Showcase will be soon. Oh, he has a resistance to attack lower, and that should be crit and crit damage lowering. So he's made to do crits. They knew what they were doing when they gave him Black Bull's version 2. But yeah, I think that's essentially wraps it up on Awakening Gems. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to put them down in the description below. Once again, I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.